Hey folks, Bobo here with you back at 3's Inn. So I'm packing up and I get to playing these old tapes in my mind. Some of them stick a little bit more than they used to, but at any rate, I had to start chuckling when I thought about weekend cross countries we used to take with students. My God, did we have fun. And we actually taught a little bit about navigation en route. At any rate, this one Sunday we show up at Little Rock. That's our last stop before we head back to Vance. And I'm flying with a student, and Marty Miller's not far behind me. He's also with a student from O-Flight. So we show up in the VFR overhead pattern there, and when we checked on the tower frequency, we heard a T-bird was in the pattern also. And one of the guys in the T-bird called the tower, and he said, "Hey, tower," he says, "is that in-flight kitchen downstairs still open?" And young airman in the tower said, "Yes, sir." He says, "It certainly is. That's a 24-hour kitchen." And the T-Bird guy said, "Would you mind passing on a couple orders for us?" And the kid says, "No." He says, "Wouldn't mind it at all." So he says, "Okay." He said, "We'd like one ham and cheese box lunch and maybe a chicken box lunch." And the kid says, "Okay, not a problem. Got it. It'll be ready for you for pickup when you get here." Well, hell, he set a precedence. So I called up and I said, "Little Rock Tower, this is Duke 1-8. I said, "We've got an order too if you can handle it." He said, "Sure, go ahead, why not?" So I give him an order. I said to the guy and the kid getting the nav right, I said, "What do you want?" I had already had his order. So we ordered another ham and cheese box and something else. I don't know what it was. It doesn't matter. So pass that on. No sooner had we finished our order and pitched out, and Marty Miller checks in and he says, "Hey, I got another order for you." Oh God, that was hilarious. Just listening to those orders float in like that, one after the other. Uh, like I said, we had a lot of fun in those days. Then I was reminded of we used to fly up to Pease Air Force Base in New England and in New Hampshire, and we would pick up lobster. And we usually took a travel pod with us, but we didn't put the lobster in a travel pod because they would freeze. We didn't want that to happen. We wanted to put them in the hot boiling water, so we wanted them alive. So anyway, we would take our clothes out of our seat packs, put those in the travel pod. Clothes don't care. And then put the lobster in our seat packs, and they stayed nice and cozy warm for the way home, or cool. Okay, so we picked up these pound-and-a-half lobsters on Sunday morning, started heading back to Vance. And this one Sunday morning, we're coasting in, there's a two-ship, we're coasting into Rickenbacker. And then from Rickenbacker, we're going to go to Dickie Goober, Richards Gebauer, and then from there to Vance. Okay, that's the plan. So we're en route this is about 11 o'clock in the morning. So we're en route to Rickenbacker, and I just had a thought. So I called up Rickenbacker Ops, and I said, "Hey, this is Duke 17. I said, "We're inbound. We're about 50 miles out." I said, "Do you have much of a lineup for gas for?" I said, "We've got a little bit of a tight turn we're trying to make." And he said, "Well, right now there's about 11 ahead of you." And I said, "Okay." I said, "Just be advised, we're transporting whole blood, and we sure could use any breaks you could cut for us. We would really appreciate it." He said, "Not a problem, sir." So didn't think any more about it. We went in, landed, taxied up to Base Ops, and they had two fuel trucks sitting there. And they had 11 airplanes, other 38s and a 37 or two, I suppose, I don't know. Anyway, they're all standing there with the pilots leaning on the wing. The fuel truck's just sitting there waiting for us to taxi up. Oh crap, we can't talk to these guys too much. So we get out of the airplane, pulled up, shut down. They had the fuel trucks hooked up before the motors stopped spinning down. So they hooked the fuel up, started refueling. We went in and checked the flight plan and so forth. Came back out. We were in and out of there in about 15 minutes, maybe at most. But didn't say too much about it. Went to Dickie Goober and got a quick turn there. Got home. En route to home, called the command post. Got a foam patch through to the bros that were left at home to fire up the barbecue grills. We were on our way. And that's just the way it was in the mid-70s, flying cross countries out of Vance Air Force Base. Good to see everybody. Hope you have half as much fun as we did flying in those days. Take care. This is Bobo, Base Gear. Stop.